Okay, cool.
University of Mississippi.
Our opening day coverage on Flow College continues with the Shriners Children's College Showdown in Arlington, Texas. Game 2 of our tripleheader is on deck between two teams looking to get their seasons off to the right foot as the 21st ranked Arizona Wildcats out of the Big 12 Conference square off against the Ole Miss Rebels representing the SEC. Good afternoon and welcome inside Globe Life Field alongside Ty Harrington. I'm Brent Freeman. Ty, we just saw a great one-run game that opened up this tripleheader between Clemson and Oklahoma State. Now looking forward to see what's in store between Arizona and Ole Miss.
Well, yeah, what a great start to the season. In the game before, I mean, a close game, a one-run game that, back and forth. The pedigrees of these teams and these programs that are here, you think, well, the game one's out of the way. Oh, then you get to another one like this, and it's the same thing. I mean, it's just so exciting because these teams, these programs are so good.
Again, Arizona are now out of the Big 12 Conference, but the reigning Pac-12 regular season and tournament champions, they're batting first here this afternoon. A look at the batting order for head coach Chip Hale. Leading off for the Wildcats is Brendan Summerhill. He'll be followed by Garen Caulfield and Mason White. Middle third of the order, Aaron Walden, Andrew Kane, and Tommy Splain. Bottom third, Easton Breifogel, Adonis Guzman, and Richie Morales, the 1 through 9 for Arizona here in the Wildcats season opener. And they'll be facing off against Hunter Elliott for the Ole Miss Rebels. What a story, making his first appearance in nearly 2 years. The bulk of his career appearances coming as a part of the Rebels' 2022 National Championship run.
You know how much this young man wants to have his spikes out there on the dirt right now, knowing what he's been through, what he's done, what he's been through to get right back out there today.
Take a look at his defense behind him. Judd Udemark, Isaac Humphrey, Mitch Sanford of the outfield, Luke Hill, Owen Pano, Brandon Randall, Will Furness in the infield, and the catchers Campbell Smithwick for the Rebels here this afternoon. And again, Arizona batting first. The Wildcats coming off a 36-win season from a year ago. And kind of crazy, Ty, that included 8 walk-off wins, including walk-offs to secure both the Pac-12 regular season and tournament titles.
There's no way to describe that. There's no way to have a legit conversation about what that represents. Do you realize, the ball gets hit right at somebody. It doesn't happen 8 times in 1 year for what they were playing for, championships as well. Speaks a lot about the culture and that team and those young men.
And of course, that was Arizona's final year in the Pac-12, now their first season representing the Big 12 Conference. Again, this is game 2 of our tripleheader. We just saw Clemson defeat Oklahoma State 6-5, the nightcap, Louisville and Texas. But on deck here, Arizona and Ole Miss. And leading things off for the Wildcats, Brendan Summerhill steps into the box here for Arizona. The junior from Chicago, Illinois, named preseason All-Big 12. By the way, talked about those walk-off hits. Summerhill clutch himself, had a pair of walk-offs a year ago, including a walk-off double to clinch the regular season title last year for Arizona. Steps in to face Hunter Elliott. And the season for Ole Miss in Arizona is underway with a strike from Hunter Elliott.
Nobody anticipated that first pitch more than Hunter Elliott and his staff and trainers and everybody and family waiting for him to get back out there.
Fastball at 90 miles per hour, misses. Count evens the ball and a strike to Summerhill, who led the Wildcats with a .324 average a year ago. Jam shot that pushes foul. Once it counts to 1-2. Summerhill, the leadoff man, good power numbers. And with that, Arizona's leadoff man, Brendan Summerhill, looking at an infield shift here. Deep in the pull side. Takes a 2-strike pitch that was borderline, and the count evens at 2-2.
Well, we're going to get a look at this. This is a full-on shift. 3 defenders on the right side, and a shortstop where he is in the shortstop position.
Hits into the shift, bounces off of Brandon Randall, or actually Owen Pano. The shortstop was over on the right side of the bag, couldn't make the play as Summerhill reaches.
Well, this ball's hit well. It gets caught in between hops, Brand, is what it looked like. Sure enough did. I said in between hop that's got enough gas behind it that you almost are trying to fall on it, block it, and then be able to pick it up and throw. It's going to be a tough play. That ball was well hit.
So runner on, nobody out for Arizona. On a play that's being scored as an infield base hit for Summerhill, brings up Garen Caulfield for the Wildcats. Arizona was not a team that was too aggressive on the base paths a year ago. 46 stolen bases back in 2024. As Caulfield faces Elliott. And the first pitch has to play, but it's up for ball one. Caulfield earned all conference honors a year ago in the Pac-12, the senior from Sacramento. One of the Wildcats' most improved players last season. Takes a strike and it's 1-1. Caulfield was a .310 hitter last year after batting just .229 the year before. Set career highs and hits, doubles, runs batted in, and walks. Elliott's 1-1 is upstairs.
Well, Brant, it looks like they're trying to get his fastball established, trying to get, it's been a while for him to get back out there, or to be out there. It's been the majority fastballs from the mound from him so far. And there you get a good look at the first changeup. He did a really good job of attacking that same arm action as his fastball. Does a good job rolling his index finger and his thumb in between that to make it rotate away from the right-handing hitter Caulfield.
Arizona, after that magical season a year ago in Pac-12 play, hosted a regional in Tucson. Summerhill takes off. Here's a throw down a second, not in time. And Summerhill has a stolen base.
Well, he got a really good jump. And on top of it, he guessed right into a changeup, which gets to the catcher a little bit slower, gets him off balance a little bit, does a good job sliding through the bag. Get a look at her here with a good jump. Watch him go straight through that bag now. Keep his foot and his hand on the bag with that momentum. And watch, I'll take you away from it, and they'll tag you out.
A swing and a miss in the first strikeout for Hunter Elliott. His first punch out in nearly 2 years.
Well, that's been a long time coming for this young man. I'm sure he'll actually remember this one. He's had a bunch of them, but he'll remember this one because it's been so long, right? I mean, it's been a long time for him to get back out there. But a good live fastball. Been 91, 92 so far today at the beginning of the game.
Now to the plate with one out, Mason White, the Wildcats shortstop. The junior from Tucson, named preseason All-Big 12. In fact, a preseason third-team All-American. Was the MVP of last year's Pac-12 tournament. Summerhill takes off for third, and this time the throw got him. Campbell Smithwick guns him down at third base.
Well, they picked the pitch before, right? And he was guessing that they wouldn't go back and pick again. Well, he does a good job. Catcher does a good job getting the ball out in time. Ball got there ahead of him. Applies the tag for the second out.
Mentioned the shift on earlier for Summerhill. The Rebels have it on here for Mason White as well. And White ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, the interesting piece of this one is they've got the third baseman still close enough trying to defend a possible, drag bunt instead of taking the third baseman and putting him at shortstop, Brant, like they did the 2 hitters before.
Well, now Luke Hill has moved his position, not defending that drag bunt you described, Ty. Now he's playing out that shortstop position for Ole Miss.
Yeah, and it's just coaches get different views about this, right? So do you take your third baseman, who might have been a second baseman at some time in his career, move him to the second base side, right? And leave your shortstop in the position that he's in. And so I don't know if they're trying to see if this was a foul ball or not, or the hitter's trying to tell him, hey, it got me on the hand. Let's go back and look at it. We're going to get a look at it first. Oh, yeah, no, that got him on the hand. It's not a swing. That's the old hands are not part of the bat in this because it's not a check swing. But if it got him on the hand, they're going to be able to go review this. Now, when you start slowing it down like frame by frame, it appeared that it got him on the bottom of his left hand, is what it appeared to be when he was moving his hands forward. Now they're going to go look at it, as they should. I mean, look, we've got time. If we're going to, we'll get a chance to look at over and over and over. We had some calls earlier in game 1. I think we got inning number 1. And we had a review already, It was
3 batters into that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think we ended up having 2 of them at the beginning of it. But we'll get another look. Look, I was a college baseball coach for a long time, and part of coaches' frustrations used to be, get everybody together and let's talk about it, right? And and they've got to that part, right? They, somewhere around the mid-2000s, umpires would start getting together more and more and talking about, hey, let's work this thing out. Let's talk about it. And then we get another look at this ball. It did change directions. That ball, when you look at his hand on the replay, it changes direction. So if it is, I think it personally hit him on the hand. But let me look one more time before I finish what I was saying. Boy, sure looked like he got him on the hand, Brent. Here, look at this camera work. I want to tell you what now, these guys are on top of it with the cameras. Gosh, it sure looks like it grazed his hand. And maybe he could have done a better job of moving his hand around after it hit him to get the umpire's attention. But where I was going with this was that the umpires have changed now because of this, what we're doing right now. Coaches, it takes a lot of the arguing away, takes a lot of the, being a grumpy coach and, and being mad at the umpires in the world because, you think a call got wrong. And so I really believe, with that camera work right there and us being able to see that up close, he did show him his hand immediately. He did. I just think they're going to overturn this, and we're going to get a chance to see it.
And yes, they confirm it hit him. Great replay angles show that it did hit Mason White's. So hit batter with 2 outs, extends the inning here for Arizona.
Well, and congratulations to the hitter for a couple things. 1, he did show him his hand. 2, he immediately looked at his coaches and went to the ear, like the universal go to your ears, go review this. And his coach believed him, trusted him. Now they got a runner on base because of it.
Now to the plate, Aaron Walden. And yet again, Ole Miss employing a shift here against one of the Arizona hitters. In this case, Walden, a junior from Brentwood, Tennessee, a first-year transfer from Sanford, making his Wildcats debut. Swung on, high fly out towards left. Udemark will make the catch for Ole Miss, and that'll do it for the Wildcats at the top of the first. No runs at a hit and a runner left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Ole Miss batting for the first time here in 2025 after this.
Possibility. At Shriners Children's, we deliver healing to kids with critical burn injuries, like game-changing advances in regenerative medicine and creating the highest standard of care. We never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs, proving time and again what's possible by empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Possible Missions and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking by sharing the same values both in the office and out in the community. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, by being a true community partner. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
And welcome back to Globe Life Field. Now we'll look at the Ole Miss lineup presented by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. Smithwick, Hill, Humphrey bat first for head coach Mike Bianco here in the bottom of the first inning, followed by Mitchell, Sanford, Judd, Udemark, and Will Furnace. Then Ryan Mormon, Owen Pano, and Braden Randall. The batting order 1 through 9 for the Rebels here today, and they are facing Colin McKetty, the Baylor transfer, making his Arizona debut. 14 appearances last year for the Bears, close to 50 innings of work, and a sub-7 ERA. On the mound here for Arizona. And the first pitch is up to Smithwick to start his outing here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I think you and I both had a chance to watch McKinney throw last year for Baylor. And it's a good arm. It's a good live arm.
Here's a fly ball hit out towards center. Aaron Walton, plenty of room, plenty of time to get underneath the ball, and has it for the first out.
It's a good live fastball. It's going to go 93 to 95. He will use it up in the strike zone. It's got good ride to it, great life to it, which nowadays I guess spin rate was what most people refer it to, but a good breaker off of it as well.
A look at that Arizona defense. Breyfogle, Walton, Summerhill in the outfield. Morales, White, Caulfield, Splain in the infield. The catcher, Guzman. And now the batter, Luke Hill, here for Ole Miss. The team coming off a 27-win season from a year ago and a 6th-place finish in the ultra-competitive SEC West. That ball smoked towards center. That's going to drop in for a base hit for Hill. Good for the Rebels' first hit of 2025.
You always want to get that first hit of the day, but to also get that first one of the year is always pretty exciting and fun. A good job of staying on that ball right back up through the middle where it came from. Very nice piece of hitting.
A runner on, one away, brings up Isaac Humphrey for Ole Miss. First-year transfer from Louisville. And takes a pitch low for ball one, a career 300 hitter with the Cardinals. 10 homers a year ago, 18 in his career with Louisville, and more than 100 RBI in his career as a Cardinal. Cat runs at 2-0.
Well, they've gone to a shift 2 with one out and double play abilities. Now, it puts a little bit of stress on that shortstop who's moved over. You see him just shy, just over the right side of second base. He's got to go cover second base now on a ground ball hit to the first baseman and the second baseman.
On 3, Humphrey takes all the way and takes a strike. Rebels have played in the Shriners Children's College Showdown before. Last time was 2021. Great showing that year for Ole Miss. Runner goes. It's a walk anyway. And so after the flyout by Smithwick, a base hit and a walk puts 2 on. 1 away for Mitchell Sanford.
I'll tell you what, Luke Hill got a great job. I think he knew or felt like that he was going to go to a high leg kick to try to load up. McKinney, that means to get to the plate. I'll tell you what, he had a great jump.
Here's Mitchell Sanford for Ole Miss. First year transfer from New Orleans. Big rip. Comes up empty on the changeup. Counts nothing in 1.
Now, McKinney doing a good job executing a first pitch changeup and an RBI opportunity. Does a good job executing it. Gets a swing and a miss out of it.
McKinney's 0-1 is in there for a strike. Been quite the journey for Sanford, who was the Southland Conference's hitter of the year last year in New Orleans. Began his career at LSU, 2 seasons in Baton Rouge, 1 year at UTA, 2 in New Orleans. Now his first year at Oxford. A swing and a miss, and strikes out on 3 pitches. First strikeout for McKinney tonight.
Well, McKinney doing a good job. First of all, Brent, that goes back to the first and second pitch. He leads him off with a changeup, then comes back with a breaker, and then goes to finishing with a 94-mile-an-hour heater away from him. That's tough on those hitters when they're sitting in there with the idea that they've already thrown some all-speed pitches. He's going to go back to the secondary, and he lights him up with a fastball.
2 on, 2 out for Udemark. Slider misses for ball 1. Udemark, the junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Takes again. Breaking ball that wouldn't get over for McKinney, and the count runs to 2-0.
Oh, you 2 outs right here in a 2-0 count, an offensive count. Looking for an area that you want that ball to fall into.
That ball slicing foul, out of play.
He saw something elevated enough, it was just away from him. But a good aggressive swing. One of those ones that you either want to hit, or double, or base hit, or a good enough swing there. Once in a while you hit it far enough foul that nobody else can get to it, but a really aggressive approach in a hitter's count.
The 2-1 cut on and missed. Came back with a fastball.
Yeah, that's that elevated 4-seam fastball right here. It's got great life to it, and if you can't get above it or get to it, he's going to beat you with it up there.
2-2. Just misses inside.
We're going to get another look at it right here. Just above the box. Just to the right, I'm sorry, of the box right there where that slider was in. A good call by home plate umpire Doug Williams, longtime veteran umpire.
Swing and a miss. McKinney strikes out Udemark. And that'll do it for the Rebels. In the bottom of the first, 2 reach on a hit and a walk. Nobody comes home to score. Colin McKinney, back-to-back strikeouts to Sanford and Udemark to end the inning and end the threats. We played 1 in Arlington. No score between Arizona and Ole Miss. We're back after this on Flow College. You're watching the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. with professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Elevate your ballpark experience with a tour of Globe Life Field and experience the home of the Texas Rangers like never before. Go behind the scenes and explore premium spaces, unique club settings, luxury suites, and more. Along the way, you'll discover rich history, impressive architecture, and fun photo opportunities around every corner. Globe Life Field's many tour offerings are sure to take your ballpark visit to the next level. For more information and to book your experience, visit globelifefield.com.
Back in Arlington, Texas. No scores. We go to the top of the second. Hunter Elliott on the mound for Ole Miss. And the first pitch able to get Andrew Kane to pop up. One pitch and one out here the second. But more of the story on Hunter Elliott. Back in 2022 was a part of the national championship team when he was a freshman that year. Elliott set an Ole Miss freshman record with 102 strikeouts. Had a 2.70 ERA that season. The following year, had to undergo season-ending Tommy John surgery after just 2 games, and he missed all of last year due to injury as well.
It's a long, lonely process. If you've never been injured and never experienced a Tommy John, where it's at least, you know, anywhere from 9 to 13 months before you get to compete again. It's a long, lonely road. That's why I told you, I can't imagine what his heart rate was when he went out there today for the first time to stick his spikes in that dirt out there on that mound again, and how important and how grateful, probably appreciative he is.
Tommy's playing with a high drive out towards center, tracked down by Humphrey. 2 up and 2 down for Elliott here in the second.
I mean, it's a long time that you're away from your, you know, you're around your teammates, but you're not competing with them. And it was bad luck. You know, it happened, he had 2 starts, and then he sat for 6 weeks trying to rehab it, trying to get back in 23. And then they found out he was going to have surgery, so that pushed it back even further. And so now here he is, and so far so good.
Pumps it a strike to Easton Breifogel. Batting 7th of the order for Arizona. Fouls that one back and falls behind 0-2.
I'll tell you what Elliott's been able to do today so far, particularly on the their left-handed hitters. He's been able to get the ball on top of them, meaning he's been able to get the ball in on them and lock their barrels up just above their, they've been fouled off a couple balls just above their thumbs.
Breifogel, the sophomore from Medina, Minnesota. 40 starts as a true freshman last year for Arizona. And get to the opening day start here in 2025. The 1-2 from Elliott. A little bit elevated, and the count evens 2-2.
Well, he loves this pitch. Watch this. This is going to go right above the top of the box. He loves this pitch. It's so hard for aggressive hitters to stay off of it. It's got great ride to it, 4-seam rotation. Really tempting for those hitters.
Breifogel lays off, and the count feels at 3-2.
Almost looked like the catcher got crossed up a little bit. He had a high target. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to trick the hitter to see if they were calling, you know, location from the on-deck circle.
It's good at bat by Breifogel. Fell behind 2 strikes, battles back and draws a 2-out walk.
But he didn't chase the heaters up. You know, he threw 2 of them. He tried to elevate twice to get him to go chase it. Didn't either time he did.
First walk given up by Elliott's. That'll extend this half inning now to Adonis Guzman, the Wildcat catcher.
Oh, it's a good move.
It is a great
he dropped the ball. He dropped it. He had him out. What a great move. You know, he did it in the first inning, too. He looks like he's coming to the plate. Look at him. Oh, body language is so good. Furnish got a little excited and took his eye off the ball just as it was getting in his glove. But what a good move.
Guzman takes a pitch up with a changeup ahead, a ball to no strikes. Guzman, a .265 hitter in his first season with Arizona. Last year came into the program from Boston College. Now to second year in Tucson. A miss from Elliott inside, runs the count to 2-0.
Yeah, that's 5 straight balls out of the strike zone. 2 on this hitter, 3 from the hitter before. And I'm giggling a little bit just because Rafael goes so close to the bag, and it's still such a good move. It makes you just freeze. You still think he's going to the plate with it.
Swing and a miss on a sinker at 90 miles an hour.
You know, this ball's got a lot of action to it. What I mean by that, whether it's a 4-seam up in the strike zone, a 2-seamer running away from right-handed hitters, never does the same thing. I mean, that's a great example right here. The pitch before was away. This one's right in the heart of the plate. I mean, it elevated, and it's just got late life to it. And for those hitters, it's hard for them. It's nowadays high spin rate. It's just hard for them to catch up with it.
Elliott's 2-2, fouled back by Guzman. Arizona has won 16 straight season openers. They have not lost an opening game since 2008. As they begin their journey here in 2025, a look back to first. Breifogel back in. In fact, Arizona has not had a losing opening weekend since 1994, 27 straight years.
My goodness. That's called being really good and good scheduling.
Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Elliott. Works around the 2-out walk. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Rebels batting for the second time in this scoreless game on opening day.
First, at Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. Where delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
There's an old saying, everything's bigger in Texas. Well, let's just say, IndyCar is about to go to a whole nother level. Get ready, Arlington. This is where history is made, and champions are born.
And welcome back to Globe Life Field. Now time for our coaches interview presented by Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere. We're joined by Arizona head coach Chip Hale. And Coach, we've been chronicling your season a year ago. Remarkable to win both the regular season and tournament titles in the Pac-12. But how does it feel now to be in the Big 12 Conference?
Yeah, it's going to be a little different. I mean, go to a lot of new places, and the kids get exposed to some different things. So it'll be fun. I mean, obviously we're saddened to see the Pac-12 go away, but this is a great opportunity. It's a great baseball conference, and we're going to have to be really good to compete in it.
Hey, Coach Ty Harrington, I got to ask this. You guys have built a good program, a legendary program that you played in yourself as well. And how important was it for you to put together a staff, Trip Couch, longtime Texas native, to put a group together of coaches to help you build something that you guys have now?
Oh, there's no doubt. Toby DeMello, Trip Couch, Kevin Vance, John DeRoy, they've done a great job. And Trip was the key to it all. When I got the job and went back into college to coach, he was the guy that I had to have. And I've said this before, people think, I'm in pro ball, I'm coaching the major leagues, yada, yada, yada. This is an easy deal. It's not. It's a totally different situation. The recruiting, everything, boosters, raising money, now NIL, revenue sharing. It's a whole nother deal. So he's been huge for us.
Coach, thanks so much, and good luck the rest of the game.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that again, Arizona head coach Chip Hale joining us as a part of the Shriners Children's coaches interview. Will Furness flew out to left to start the inning. That'll bring up Ryan Moorman here for Ole Miss. Colin McKinney, his second inning of work on the mound for Arizona. Had two big strikeouts to end the bottom of the first after getting into some trouble in that half inning. And facing the DH Moorman here.
I don't know if you would call that a pop out. That ball was laced and lashed, and I'm going to tell you what, Breyfogle made a great play breaking in on it. Number one, recognizing early enough that ball hit right at him that he had to close down on it, and hurry does. Makes a good sliding catch, turns his hand down, and made a great catch on it.
The batter Moorman making his Ole Miss debut here today. First-year transfer from Illinois. Two-time second-team All-Big Ten honors in Champaign. That ball swung on in the air, right field, long run. Summerhill looks at this over his head. Moorman on his way to second base with a one-out double.
I know we're going to get another look at this swing. This is a breaker running away. This is one of the hardest pitches in baseball to hit unless you're looking out there, and to drive it like he did. That ball's on the edge out there, and he's one hops the fence to right field. I tell you what, that is a really good. No, he didn't one hop it. He hit the fence. Oh, that's a great piece of hitting right there by that young man. You can see why he was an all-conference player for 2 years.
The double, the second hit of the day for Ole Miss, brings up Owen Pano. Rebels shortstop. The freshman from Poughkeepsie, New York. And was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state this past season. Another Rebel making his debut. Looks at a pitch down. The count runs to 2-0. This is a really impressive freshman class for Ole Miss. Between the transfers added and the freshmen, as that pitch is hit well to right, but it's going to be caught by Summerhill. Runners get attacked from second to third. Moorman will reach third base safely. Between the transfers and the freshmen, the newcomer class ranked as 10th in the country by Baseball America for Ole Miss.
Well, they needed to have a good recruiting class. They didn't have the year they're accustomed to having last year, and they needed to do good. Shows you the type of recruiters they are, and the kind of belief they have in their program from a coaching staff to come off a year that, they have such high expectations every year, even though their RPI was still in the 30s last year and, didn't qualify for the tournament. But, look, it shows a lot, I think, about their staff to go out there and continue to recruit, to bring good players in through the portal and through their freshman class.
Here's a fly ball to center. Aaron Walden able to track it down for Arizona. And McKinney able to work around the one-out double hit by Ryan Mormon. 2 innings in the books here in Arlington. No score between number 21 Arizona and Ole Miss. We're back after this on Flow College.
Bowman Engineering and Consulting and their dedicated Amagi business banker worked together to put the us in business banking, which included the occasional lunch meeting. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amagi business banker with banking experience in your industry, because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing. With comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, planning sessions whenever you need them. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Arlington, the Renegades are going full throttle this spring when the UFL returns.
What a catch!
Get ready for more action-packed football and unforgettable experiences at Choctaw Stadium.
That is something special right there.
Renegades, mount up and get your tickets today.
And we're back at Globe Life Field. Chip Hale looking on, Arizona's head coach, as we navigate to the top of the third. A year ago, his Wildcats won 36 games, a record of 20-10 to the Pac-12. Good for a regular season title. Tournament championship won as well. And again, they won both the regular season and tournament championships in walk-off fashion. 2 of their 8 walk-off wins last season. Hosted a regional in Tucson, came up short at home, losing to Dallas Baptist as they were eliminated from the NCAA tournament then. Heading into the top of the third, leading off here for Arizona, Richie Morales. He'll be followed by Brendan Summerhill and Garen Caulfield in the Arizona half of the third inning. Wildcats have been here before Globe Life Field. Back in 2022, they went 3-0 that weekend. In fact, Chip Hale got his first victory in this ballpark as Morales takes the first pitch for a ball. Morales, a senior out of Bradenton, Florida, in his second year with the program, takes a pitch from Elliott for a strike, and the count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, I played against Chip Hale in college, and they came into Austin, Texas, and it was an unreal infielder. Came in there and they beat us in that '86 at our regional, and then went on to win a national championship with Jerry Kendall, his head coach, and then he went on and played, you know, professional baseball, managed in the big leagues, managed Paul Goldschmidt, one of my former players, and all around great baseball guy, but all around great person too as well.
You referenced Chip Hale's time in the pros, manager of the Diamondbacks for 2 seasons. And he was on the staff as a part of the Washington Nationals 2019 World Series championship team. As Morales draws a leadoff walk, second walk given up by Hunter Elliott.
Well, you don't ever want to walk the leadoff guy. Certainly don't, at most times, don't want to walk the 9-hole hitter to start an inning off at the top of the order coming back around. But his command has been good. Not quite, you know, what he is used to yet, but that is very common with guys coming off of injuries, particularly as severe as his was. And you can see him gather his focus right there and just dot a fastball on the outer half of the plate.
Back at the top of the order for Arizona to Summerhill, who was named to the Golden Spikes Award preseason watch list.
Got him.
Pick off at first base, and Morales will go back to the dugout.
You can watch all the video you want until you get over there on that first base. And what you're taught to do is when he picks his foot up is to sit down into your legs a little bit and watch it. Don't drop your eyes. And he dropped his eyes, Brent. Immediately when he picked his foot up, you know what he did? He turned his eyes and he looked towards home plate. And as soon as you do that, you're done.
Swing and a miss by Summerhill, falls behind 2 strikes.
It's just a natural reaction unless you're waiting for it. You never take your eyes off the ball. Don't look at home plate. And he caught him looking at home plate. Flipped it over to first base with a great move.
Should have been the second pickoff for Elliott.
Yeah, yeah.
Swing and a miss. That's his third strikeout. Summerhill down on strikes and now 2 outs in the inning.
Here we go. Here's this elevated fastball. This is what this young man did when he was a freshman in college. Why he struck out so many. Watch the top of the face mask. Right up there, right at the top of it. Right at the top of the box, strike box. Hard to get the barrel on top of it. Look at it, right at the top. I mean, right at the top of that with a four-seamer at 91.
Brings up Garen Caulfield, who struck out against Elliott back in the first inning.
How many punch-outs you say he had his freshman year? 100. It was 100 and something. It was triple digits. I know that.
102.
Yeah, it was 102, 103, and I guarantee you a bunch of them were off that exact same pitch. And it doesn't matter, right or left-handed hitters, he's able to do that high spin rate, and he dots it. I mean, right at the top of that catcher's mask.
The 2-0 pitch swung on and a foul tip. That's strike one to Caulfield.
I played with a guy in college who ended up having about a 20-year career in the big leagues. Greg Swindell did the exact same thing. He would take that fastball at 89 miles an hour and throw it at the top of that triangle. And people just could not. They just couldn't lay off of it. They couldn't. It comes in there visually. You think, I see elevated heater. I'm going to get after it. And it just stays on that plane. And it's just hard to get to the middle of it to hit it.
That'll fill the count, 3-2 to Caulfield. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Goes opposite away, dumps it into right field for a 2-out single.
Tell you what, that's just the way the game goes. That's a great pitch. Ball's in on his knuckles. He's strong enough to fight it off and to fight it into right field, but that ball was right off the tops of his thumbs, but strong enough to get out there. I thought they were going to throw behind him, Brent. The catcher ran in behind the runner at first base, and I thought the right fielder was going to come up and throw behind him and try to pick him at first base.
That'll extend the inning to Mason Whites. Does he offer? No, says Matt McKendry.
The most disputed call in baseball is a check swing. I promise you it is, between umpires, coaches, fans. That's not his best move, by the way. He just showed you a decoy move. He showed you an average move that makes you think, oh wait, that's the move. You'll see his best one either right here or somewhere in this sequence. We'll get another look at this. This is just his old regular base. See it, just longer step over there. What he does do though, he starts to DQ with his head because he looks at home plate the whole time. Elliott does.
2-0 pitch is high. Cat runs at 3-0 to White.
That throws a lot of those runners off too, because the pitcher keeps looking at home plate like he's throwing it to home.
Swings on 3-0. High fly to left, and that's out of play. Surprised the green light was there, Tom?
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'll tell you why. Left-left matchup. You're in the heart of your order. You know he's not going to go to an elevated fastball. He's got to come into the strike zone right there. Split a gap for a double. No, I'm not surprised with 2 outs. You see more and more of that in college baseball now.
A walk, and White is on for the second time. Second walk given up by Elliott. And the inning extends. Now 2 runners on base as Aaron Walton comes up for Arizona.
Yeah, we're going to get a visit. I mean, this is, again, you're so far removed from 22 the year as a pitcher and having feel and all those things. When you're coming off of injuries, that's one of the hardest things, is to get that complete command back to where you know as soon as you start to the plate, it's all going to line up and happen just right, prior to an injury. And when you come back off of an injury, it just takes time to be as precise as you were. The stuff's still good, and he's still good. Don't get me wrong, he's only walked 2, but I'm just saying for his standards. And I think you could see a little bit of the frustration, you know, in Elliott's face that I can't believe I just, you know, walked that guy.
Leads to a mound visit from pitching coach Joe Mangrum, who was added over the offseason to the staff. Spent the past 6 years in the Cleveland Guardians organization. Now to the plate, Aaron Walton, 2 on, 2 out here in the 3rd. Foul back for strike 1.
Tell you what, he did not miss that by much. He was hunting it. He got it and just barely got underneath it. Good aggressive swing in an 0-0 count, particularly in an RBI situation.
Walton, a first-year transfer to this Arizona program from Samford. Was a .286 hitter last year for the Bulldogs with 9 homers. Hitting the cleanup spot today for Chip Hale. Two and one. Hitter's count coming up for Walton. This Arizona team, high expectations coming into 2025. The reigning Pac-12 regular season and tournament champions are picked to finish second in the Big 12 this year. 3-1 pitch. There's a drive out towards left, but the Park's going to hold this. Udemark, plenty of room, and the Wildcats strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still no score here in Arlington. We're back after this on Flow College.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Naylor Industries and their dedicated Amegy business banker work together to put the us in business banking, focusing on their business needs with lightning speed. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amegy business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer, we're more than a bank, and together we'll help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, a banking partner who is just as invested in your growth as you are. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
Welcome back to Globe Life Field. No scores to go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now time for our coach's interview presented by Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere. We're now joined by Ole Miss head coach Mike Bianco. And Coach, have to ask, how's it been for you to see Hunter Elliott back out there on the mound?
Yeah, he's been good, and it's about as good as you would hope that it would be. Off to a good start. He had a little traffic in a couple innings, but made pitches. And then we've defended. He's got a pick off. We got a caught stealing. So now we got to get a big hit with somebody on base.
Mike, Ty Harrington, I gotta ask this. You've been calling pitches ever since I've known you.
Yeah.
You've called pitches, and I look over there now in the dugout, and I'm watching you. Are you adjusting to this? How's it working out for you so far?
Well, the first thing is, Joel Mangram's been terrific with the staff. He really has, Ty, and really has taken it to another level. So super excited that, he's back here calling pitches and doing a great job for us. But you're right, it's an adjustment, but try to be, one of the things it does is not working with the pitchers is it's allowed me to get more involved with the other aspects, which I haven't done in a while because, the pitching can be so consuming. And so I'm thankful for that. One, it's a win-win. Joel's been terrific, and number two is it's allowed me to do some other things.
Coach, thank you so much, and best of luck the rest of the night.
All right, guys, appreciate you.
All right, that again, Ole Miss head coach Mike Bianco joining us here. His Rebels batting in the bottom of the third. A sharp ground ball is going to find its way through the left side for a base hit for Luke Hill, his second of the day.
Well, that's a nice piece of hitting between the shortstop and the third baseman. Two good swings in a row. They were able to get to the top of two baseballs and hit the last ball hard, too, by the way. Smithwick did, but this one finds its way through in between the defenders. Two good early count aggressive swings by the Rebels.
Third hit of the game for Ole Miss as Isaac Humphrey steps up, drew a walk against McKinney back in the first. Takes a pitch out of the zone here for ball one. The job that Mike Bianco has done at Ole Miss, first 24 seasons, now in year number 25, has guided Ole Miss to 18 NCAA tournaments and, of course, tie that magical run to the national championship in Omaha in 22.
I mean, look, I've known this young man a long time. We started our careers together. He was a great player, great catcher at LSU, and young on the staff with Skip Berkman, and just a great baseball mind. Loves the game. He truly does. A
fly ball to center. Aaron Walden short of the warning track. Has it for the second out.
And, they've done such an unbelievable job. He does such an unreal job, Brent, in the community. Yeah, they've been in the top 5, I think, over the last 10, 15 years as far as crowd and attendance, and it's a big deal to go to the games there. You'll look out there when they hit a homer, they're throwing beer and water everywhere. It looks like a shower going off in the outfield, and they've just built such an unbelievable place out there, and he is truly a gifted coach and a gifted person as well.
Luke Hill takes off for second. He'll get there without a throw as that ball reached the backstop. In fact, they're going to say that Mitchell Sanford was hit. So a hit batter puts 2 on here for Ole Miss. And you see it. Yep. Got him right in the abdomen. Two on, 2 out brings up Udemark. Ball driven out towards center. Aaron Walden again is there for Arizona. And the Rebels strand 2 more. They left 5 runners on base through 3 innings at the plate here tonight. We head to the 4th inning. Arizona and Ole Miss still scoreless here on Flo College.
Protecting what matters most is the mission that matters most. At Lockheed Martin, we know today's threats come from behind, above, and below, and we make sure those who serve stay ahead of them by connecting platforms necessary to dominate every domain across air, land, sea, space, and cyber, using technologies that protect in the same moment they detect. The mission is a safer, more secure world. Our promise is to help make it happen.
Sometimes you just need a little wonderful in your life. So why not go to a place made for it? Arlington, Texas. It's a city made for fun and excitement and all the things you love to do. And even some things you didn't know you loved until you came here and found them. Come see for yourself why Arlington is a world of wonderful.
Everything you thought you knew is brand new. We on a new wave. See, when the game changes, so do we. Every day, every play. Always been greater than 12, now standing 16 strong. In every end zone, any time zone. When everyone else keeps asking, what's next? We know we are.
Back out of the Shriners Children's College Showdown here in Arlington, Texas, opening day 2025. This is game 2 of our triple-header between Ole Miss and Arizona. The Wildcats now out of the Big 12 Conference. Arizona picked to finish second in the preseason poll in the Big 12. It is a much different looking conference tie than what you remember not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I had to sit down, you know, as big of a sports lover as I am, and had been around the Big 12 in different ways. I mean, I had to readjust my thinking this year in football as to who was in the Big 12, you know. But look at, you get a look at it here in the preseason poll, and there's a lot of traditional schools, really good baseball schools. We saw one of them in game 1 today with Oklahoma State, right? I mean, Josh Holliday does such an unreal job, and they've been a great program for a long time. As we get another look at this poll right there, I mean, you know, University of Houston, you know, just the additions of good, solid baseball programs, and now with Arizona bringing, you know, their pedigree and national titles and their history. And bringing it to the conference, and so, and really and truly, you know, the weather too. I mean, all the Big 12 teams, for the exception maybe Utah a little bit, bringing good weather. I mean, so baseball perspective, that's pretty good.
After the flyout by Andrew Kane, that'll bring up Tommy Splain for the Wildcats. Nobody on, one away here in the 4th inning. The 4th inning of work for Hunter Elliott. Fly ball to center. Isaac Humphrey is going to give way to Sanford, who secures it for the second out here in the 4th.
Well, just like that, got 2 quick outs, and coming off an inning where Elliott had a higher pitch count than the inning before. Got a chance now with 2 outs to have a quick inning, possibly.
Udemark swinging at the first pitch, knocked down by Randall, able to catch it on a line, in fact, and a very quick 4th inning for Hunter Elliott. Solid defense at second base by Braden Randall for Ole Miss. Stabs a line drive, good infield defense for the Rebels, carries us into the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching opening day coverage here on Flo College.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Record-breaking global superstar Shakira, live in Arlington. Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran World Tour, Globe Life Field, June 11th. The phenomenal new album Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran is available everywhere now. Get tickets now at Shakira.com.
Yeah, winning a policy. Thank God for $1 of prophecy. Love the pressure. I am a prodigy. Everybody inside of the stadium tell me they proud of me. Shot in public, training privately. Homer, straight to the balcony. Building muscle, I never can bother me. Texas Rangers together, we by the team. Go man, nah, this is the dog in me. Still a game on the road, it's a robbery. Stand on base, going strong, no apology. Corey Seager might give it to Rock. Like I see it, descending my arm.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Still no score between Arizona and Ole Miss. Fourth inning of work for Colin McKinney, the Baylor transfer, on the mound for Arizona. So far through 3 innings, 3 scoreless frames, couple of strikeouts. Has surrendered 3 hits, but the Rebels have left 5 men on base. As Will Furnace leads off the 4th here for the Rebels. Furnace takes a strike. Count evens a ball and a strike. His dad, Eddie, was a star player at LSU. In fact, inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame.
Star player? That guy was a beast. I'm telling you, he was something else. He gets a strikeout right there on a changeup on Furnace, but Eddie was, like, I'm not making fun of what you said. You're right. He's in the Hall of Fame, but he was a beast. I'm talking about a home run hitting, clutch, big time, and big moments. He was the guy that they wanted up there, and he delivered over and over and over for LSU.
Nobody on, went away for Ryan Mormon, who doubled to rights in his first at-bat against McKinney. One of the newcomers for Ole Miss. 21 newcomers in this year's team. Really solid class put together by the team's recruiting coordinator, Carl Lafferty, who is the longest tenured assistant in the SEC. Now it is 19th season under Mike Bianco.
They've been a good combination for a long time. Carl's been a credit to this industry and his business, college baseball. He's had an impact on it. He has been a true credit to this sport.
Fouled back by Mormon. Count evens 2-2.
I was trying to think of the last game I did, and the only reason why I'm asking that in my mind was because I love ballpark chatter. We're sitting up here high above in this beautiful, my goodness, just unreal stadium. And I get to hear the chatter, the crowd talking about different things, cheering for different things, saying different things, and I'm sure you guys can hear it, you know, through the monitors as well, but it is unique. As we see ball 4 and a walk, it's just so unique of a sport to have so many things said during in between pitches, and I just think it sets us, you know, us meaning college baseball, different than a lot of other sports because you can relax, enjoy yourself, root for your fans. See a lot of people just sitting there on their phones, a couple people drinking beer, one guy yawning right there. I mean, everybody's. I mean, that's, you know, you're relaxed when you're sitting at a game yawning, right?
Owen Payne, the batter down for Ole Miss. This ballpark has really become a great hub for college baseball, hasn't it?
Unbelievable. I mean, we don't have enough time, and to talk about how they made this happen, why they wanted to do this, why they wanted to share this beautiful facility with college baseball and make it something special. And
score up the middle, played second, back to first for a double play. The Wildcats turn a 4-6-3 twin killing. Caulfield, the white displaying, and that'll do it for the Rebels in the bottom of the 4th inning. Arizona's first double play turn this season. The Wildcats turned 47 a year ago. This is their first of 2025. 4 innings in the books of Arlington. Scoreless between the Wildcats and the Rebels.
This morning we had the opportunity to introduce Dominic to the Ole Miss baseball team and help them understand what they'll be playing for at the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
Dominic, Mike Bianco, pleasure to meet you.
One of the diagnoses that I have is scoliosis, and it's a curvature of the spine. It's been 6 years of just pain, waking up in pain, trying to sleep like this. They've been the only ones to help, and I'm extremely thankful for Shriners.
Being able to be a part of this Shriners tournament that's happening in Arlington, it's just truly special because you really get to know what you're playing baseball for.
I really appreciated you coming out here. Here's a signed helmet. Oh man, we enjoyed having you here.
We have the best doctors in the world. We're world renowned. And then we take care of all the kids, you know, regardless of their ability to pay.
You sign up because you're going to play in a great facility. You sign up because you're playing great competition. But one of the cool things is you get to meet, you know, the children that Shriners Hospital affects.
I think it's truly special and it's truly spectacular what Shriners Children's and Shriners are doing. I hope this absolutely explodes.
Holly Toddy!
6 remarkable kids have each teamed up with a participating university for the Shriners Children's College Showdown Team Fundraising Challenge. All weekend long, teams will compete to see which fan base can raise the most money in support of Shriners Children's. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit ShrinersShowdown.com to donate in honor of your favorite team today. Some good pitching, some good defense so far in Game 2 of our triple header. Scoreless as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Adonis Guzman leads things off here for Arizona. Swings to the first pitch he sees. Skies a pop-up, and it's handled by Randall for the first out.
Well, all of a sudden, this game's gotten quick with a bunch of pop-ups and then a double play ball and a nice 360 pivot from the shortstop. And all of a sudden, this game's cruising right along. What is that, 6 pitches and 4 outs now in the last for Elliott?
That's right. And 5 in a row sat down as Morales steps up, and he takes a first pitch strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Elliott through 4 1/3 so far for the Rebels.
Oh, he just lives right above their barrel. That's so risky, but yet it's where he is. It's so accomplished. You know, guys are so used to, you hear people now, Brant, talking about turning the knob up, you know, the barrel down to try to, you know, lift and loft and, you know, different things, and about the swings that have changed over time. You do that with this young man, you're not catching up because he is right up at the top.
On the ground to third, Luke Hill. The throw to Furness at first base for the second out.
And I mean, he just has that ability to, like we were talking about earlier, to go to the top of that box and just keep repeating it. You know, it doesn't fall back down right in the middle in the gut. This ball's kind of down and into him, which is a ground ball opportunity too. Third baseman makes a nice play and a nice throw. But man, I tell you what, that's 5 really quick outs.
Back to the top of the Arizona order to Summerhill. Strike 1 from Elliott.
You know, we hadn't really seen that slider much. It's been mainly fastballs for the last 5, 6 outs, and with the left-hander coming into the box. Now he just bends a little breaker in there for strike 1.
That's a miss that's high. Summerhill's been on once in this game at a leadoff base hit back in the first inning. Has also struck out against Elliott. who's now facing the Wildcats a third time through. Thought off and fouled for strike 2.
Ole Miss going to their full out shift now. Third baseman going to short.
Goes to a left field. Udemark going back. Short of the track. He'll make the catch. Another 1-2-3 frame for Hunter Elliott. Elliott has sat down 7 in a row. And that's it for the Wildcats in the top of the 5th inning. Hunter Elliott, 5 strong innings in his 2025 debut. His first appearance in 2 seasons, going pretty well so far for Ole Miss. Rebels coming to bat after this on Flow College.
Today we're here. We're welcoming in a Shriners patient. His name's Eli. He's going to be a part of the Wildcat baseball team. We're excited to have him.
Guys, I want to introduce you to Eli. Eli is going to be with us at the Shriners tournament in Dallas.
I was born with a cleft palate. My mother and father found out about Shriners and how they help kids who have cleft palate throughout my life. They help fix my lip and mouth so that I can communicate better.
We moved here in 2010. That's when we had different insurance issues and decided to check out Shriners. It's been a good experience for us.
To have Eli here and to realize what he's gone through and the surgeries he's had to endure, speaking beautifully to the guys and participate in our weightlifting and our tug of war competition was really, really great to see.
When we adopted him, we had no idea what this road would look like. He has had about 12 surgeries. His last one was last February. There's no way that we would have made it without the help of Shriners.
Bear down!
And welcome back to Globe Life Field for the Shriners Children's College Showdown. Great way to open up the 2025 college baseball season. No score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're now joined by Bob Roller, the VP of Sports for Shriners Children's. Bob, how much are you enjoying the weekend so far?
Love it. Life begins on opening day. It's a great book that I used to read years ago, but I love opening day of college season.
How great has the partnership been between Shriners and college baseball here in Arlington?
It's been wonderful. We had the great run in Houston, and we enjoyed that very well, but they just embraced us so much here with the fact of the teams that are here and the way that we work with Rev and with the Rangers. It's been a blessing for us to be in this new, beautiful stadium.
And how much have you had a chance to interact with the honorary captains that have been here?
I have not met with but just 2 of them so far, with the Clemson and Arizona, but it's been tremendous. We were there for the videos. Dustin Johnson, who does such a great job with us with our videos and working with the local Shriners, and the fact that now that the fundraising effort has begun for all 6 to see who wins that race, it's been great.
You know, I got to give a shout out to Dustin Johnson too, by the way. I know how hard he works for you, but he's an unbelievable person, but he just happened to go to the greatest high school in America, too. He and I ended up with Midway graduates in Waco, Texas, and so I had to throw that in there for him. He's sitting over here to the right, so I had to go ahead and throw that in there, right?
He had to do it. He had to do it, but he is the best. He was the birth of this event, the brainchild of it back in Houston, and has brought it here, and it's the reason that it's so successful.
You know, I got to ask you this, because you said something just a second ago in your opening statement about just how embracing they are here in, with the Rangers and Rev Sports and Sean Decker and his group. And I want you to know the coaches feel the same way. They have, a lot of times you'll go play different places in pro parks and they don't want you to, and I don't blame them, right? You can't do this, because they're trying to protect what they have. But these guys are like, come on, let's go. Let's bring it. Let's get everybody here. Let's get the gang together. Let's put as many unbelievable teams in one spot. Let's have a great tournament. And let's kick college baseball off here. And it has been unreal. And they embrace everybody. And it sounds the same for you guys as well.
We feel that way. The fact that they want baseball almost every weekend, until the Rangers get to town, they want college baseball here. And that's what you want. And it is true. We've been at other stadiums where the turf, you can't be on it. You can't have our children on it. We couldn't have a wheelchair on it. It's just been, it works here. It really does.
They're baseball people, and they built this to have people come in here and play the game of baseball, and amongst other things now, right, with all the great things they do. But they built this so everybody could come and enjoy baseball, and they certainly have.
Bob, tell us more about your role with Shriners Children's.
Sure, thank you. We have a number of national events. We just finished one 2 weeks ago right here across the street at AT&T Stadium, the 100th annual East-West Shrine Bowl football game. That is our oldest event. It's 100 years old. Only the Rose Bowl is older than the East-West Shrine Bowl, which is a college football all-star game for seniors. We are at this very moment in Clearwater, Florida. We have the Shriners Children's Clearwater Softball Invitational, which is on other networks right now, and it's on 18 teams are playing. And then in a few weeks, we'll have the Phoenix 500, a Shriners race. So we use sports to tell our story, to let families know what we can do for their child, and it's a perfect marriage.
I got to ask, how long have you been doing this one?
Well, I was an athletic director for about 21 years before Shriners hired me 6 years ago, and I'm so thankful that I'm still in sports. I'm doing this, but I don't have anyone transferring, and I don't have a parent mad at me.
Well, there's probably some truth to that. So
we play on here in the bottom of the 5th inning after the leadoff walk to Braden Randall. McKinney facing the Rebels lineup a third time through, back to the top of the order to Campbell Smithwick, and the Cats at 2-1. And these college baseball programs seem to be so receptive to your message as well. Is that right, Bob?
They have, and particularly Clemson. To watch what Clemson has done with Eli and the things that they've done, even in the he was in the dugout. He had breakfast with them, and these boys, college baseball, as you know, Coach, it's just a different kid than some of the other sports. As an athletic director, I had them all. I loved them all, but the baseball guys are different, and they are better when in these situations than almost any male sport.
Well, you picked a good one, too. Eric does such an unbelievable job at Clemson. His personality.
Throw down a second that's going to pull wide off the bag, and Randall's safe at second base.
And I kept thinking at any moment Ole Miss was going to put the run game in play, and they were able to do it. Second time today that they've started the runner. It's a good jump. Pretty decent pitch to throw off of, but ball gets away from him arm side, allows him to get to second base.
Swung on. Smithwick flies one to center. Walt is there for Arizona for the first out. Randall's going to tag and advance to third, so a productive out for Smithwick. And the game's first run now stands 90 feet away.
Well, a great job of hitting right there, and I got to be honest with you, Walt kind of stumbled a little bit right as the ball got to him, which I thought there might be a play at third base. Watch him, well, you get a chance to see the replay maybe. He gets right underneath it. Hitter does a good job getting the ball out to the outfield to allow him to tag, goes back and tags. Center fielder gets under it and kind of gets looked like he got pinned down by it just a little bit. Yeah, you see right there, he goes back over his left shoulder, didn't keep it in front of him. Otherwise, he'd had a little bit more momentum to throw the ball to third base.
That'll lead to a pitching change for Arizona. And that's going to do it for Colin McKinney. Bob, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
All right. Arizona go to the bullpen, and we're going to step aside. No score in the bottom of the 5th inning with a new pitcher coming in for the Wildcats. We're back after this on Flow College. Welcome back to Globe Life Field here in Arlington. No score as Arizona's gone to the bullpen for the first time. Colin McKinney, the starter, goes 4 1/3, but now the ball headed off to Casey Hintz. Hintz, the junior out of Lakewood, Illinois. Over 30 innings of work last year, ERA just over 4. It was kind of a breakout campaign a year ago for Hintz. Was named to the Pac-12's All-Conference Honorable Mention team. Part of a program that, again, won a regular season and tournament title last year in the final season in the Pac-12. 27 appearances on the mound, led the Wildcats, all those coming in relief. And he's the first reliever out of the bullpen here in opening day for Arizona, and he'll face the heart of the order. Luke Hill coming up for the Rebels. The runner at third and 1 out.
They're bringing him in to jam right here, but with a runner at third, but he's a sinker ball guy. You get a ground ball type pitcher, which is what you see right there. Ball's going to be sinking. Somebody coming in, moving right to left on his fastballs, and while it's moving right to left, it's going to start to sink, move towards the ground. The hitters see it at a level, and then they get the barrel over the top of it, hence creates the ground ball action or ground balls in the infield, which is what they like to see if you're Arizona to one of their guys in the infield now.
Here's that defense for Arizona. Morales and White in from the left side. Caulfield and Splain in from the rights. Trying to keep this game scoreless as Hill bats. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Takes a strike on the slider from Hintz. That'll run it to a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, now that in a 2-strike mode, you've got to get the ball in play. Even though the infield's up and a ground ball may be what you hit, you have got to get this ball in play. The middle part of the infield is open.
In the air, right field, and it is tracked down by Summerhill, but that's going to bring home Randall. And Ole Miss strikes first on top, 1-0.
Well, you want to watch, get them on, get them over, get them in. Well, you just saw fundamental baseball played at its highest level. You get a guy on, you steal a base, you move him over with a fly ball to center field. Now you get a fly ball out to right field to get a runner in on a sac fly to get your first run in.
So Hill drives home Randall. 1-0 Ole Miss, 2 outs now in the 5th. Here's a fly ball to right. Summerhill going back. He looks and it's gone. Isaac Humphrey jumps on the first pitch and drives it deep to right. Ole Miss's first home run of 2025.
Oh, Isaac Humphreys sees a first pitch, what appeared to be a fastball, and I mean he absolutely undresses this fastball to right field. It was a line drive home run that got out of this ballpark in a hurry. Well, he got something in the middle and he did not miss it.
The Rebels blasted out 76 homers a year ago. Got their first of the 2025 year. A 2-out homer makes it 2-0 Rebels. And now to the plate, Mitchell Sanford.
Well, he landed on that ball, I can tell you that. He was going there looking for something, found it, and did not miss it.
Humphrey, 18 career homers at Louisville. That's his first as a Rebel. Back in the opening game of our triple header, saw a couple of home runs hit by Oklahoma State, Donovan LaSalle and Avery Ortiz. First home run of this game is again made it 2-0. Rebels on top as we see Sanford bat here. The 3-1 pitch fouled away for strike 2.
Good pitch and a good swing. That happens in baseball. 3-1 pitch, 2-seamer running away from the left-handed hitter. He saw a pitch. He thought it was going to be an aggressive swing, put a big hard swing on it and just missed it.
Sanford's off for the second time as he draws a 2-out walk. And that will extend the inning to Judd Utermark. Swing and a miss, strike one. Snap throw back to first base, not in time.
It was close. I tell you what, Guzman does a good job. Slider away from him, from the catcher, catches it in momentum towards first base. Makes a very accurate throw to the bag to try to put the tag down.
Swing and a miss for strike two. Mentioned earlier that Ole Miss has been here before, the Shriners Children's College Showdown. That was 4 years ago. That year they beat 3 ranked teams. 10th ranked TCU, number 3 Texas Tech, and 9th ranked Texas. Grounded towards third. Morales, a backhanded the throw to first base in time for the out to end the inning. But the Rebels scored twice in the 5th. The big hit courtesy of Isaac Humphrey. A 2-out shot deep to right field. Ole Miss's first home run of 2025. We played 5. Ole Miss on top 2-0 over Arizona.
Golden Chick's new Golden Bowl is so big, it's a whole lot of yes and a whole lot of yum. So if you like big bowls, then we cannot lie. The new loaded mashed potato bowl is a whole lot of Golden Chick, a big bowl you can't deny.
Woodcraft and their dedicated Amagi business banker work together to put the us in business banking, creating a long-lasting relationship with open and quick communication. Now it's your turn with your own dedicated Amagi business banker with banking experience in your industry. Because you're more than a customer. We're more than a bank, and together we'll work to help put your business on solid financial footing with comprehensive financing options, earned interest on your accounts, and yes, the support you need to reach your business goals faster. Here we collaborate. Here you grow.
The Shriners Children's College Showdown unites athletic excellence to the most amazing care anywhere. Shriners Children's is dedicated to improving the lives of children around the world. All care is provided regardless of a family's ability to pay. To learn more, visit shrinerschildrens.org today. And welcome back to Globe Life Field. The Rebels striking for 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. We head to the top of the 6th. Ole Miss going to the bullpen for the first time. Mason Moore is in relief following 5 solid innings from Hunter Elliott, who again made his first start in nearly 2 years earlier today.
Well, I think the fun part of that for that young man was getting back out there. The excitement, I can only imagine how little sleep he probably got last night out of excitement and anticipation of being out there today, and then to perform well. I mean, you know, there were maybe some moments it might have looked to somebody else like he was rusty just based on because he would, you know, always been so good. I thought he was fabulous. I mean, I did. I thought he was good. I thought his stuff was electric. I thought he was able to pitch above the barrels again, keep him off speed when he needed to with his changeup and his breaker. Obviously, he was efficient enough, had that stretch in there with, what, 5 hitters, maybe only 8 pitches or something like that in the latter part of the game for his outing. I thought was critical for him. And what a good note to get him out of there on, right? He works hard, shuts the opponent down. You get him 2 runs, and now he's on the hook for the possibility of getting his first college win since 2022.
Final numbers for Elliott: 5 innings of scoreless baseball, couple of hits, struck out 3 and walked 3. As Garen Caulfield leads off the 6th here for the Wildcats. And the first pitch for Morris is out of the zone for ball 1. Morris last year for Ole Miss, 22 appearances, 21 of those coming in relief. ERA of 6.55 back in 2024. Just got a glimpse of Elliott there in the dugout for Ole Miss. And again, what a special start for him today for so many reasons.
If Mason Morris could throw 100 of them just like he just threw that fastball at 96 down and away, you get a lot of people out.
Up the middle for a base hit for Caulfield, his second of the game. And the leadoff man for Arizona is on for the second time here this afternoon.
Nice piece of hitting right there, right back up the box. Looked like a fastball away, gets the barrel just to the top of it to get it on the ground. A good swing, good aggressive swing.
Brings up the tying run in the form of Mason White, who's been on twice.
Well, one thing, if we're going to see Arizona run, now they can do it. Now they got Elliott out there, who was just about picked off everybody, including myself up here.
Picked off one batter, nearly picked off two, if not for a drop ball at first base.
I think that they're thinking the same thing right now. The possibility of trying to maybe get their offense in motion with possibly their steal.
Swing and a miss. Runs the count to 1-2.
Well, a lot of it's based on, Brant, how long is not necessarily just how quick you are, how long the pitcher is to the plate. You know, if he's a 1.5 and above, meaning timing from when he starts to when he gets the ball to the plate is critical in being able to steal bases. Then you try to catch him in a count. Do you think you can catch him in a breaker, trying to waste breaker, throw it in the dirt? And so there's some other factors outside of just being able to be fast and run.
Swing and a miss. Morris strikes out Whites. That's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it's a secondary pitch. That thing acted like a splitter. It was going straight down. It didn't come back around like a curveball or a breaker. It just went up there and just fell straight down to the ground, acting like a forkball splitter type pitch. And I know one thing, it fooled Mason White, who's a good hitter. It got him chase something out of the strike zone.
Now with one out, Aaron Walton batting for the Wildcats. Hitting in the cleanup spot, a couple of flyouts for him so far today. That rolls away from Smithwick, and Caulfield's going to advance to second base.
A good heads-up base run. A lot of times, Brant, when the ball gets underneath the catchers, we're going to get a chance to see if it goes underneath. Well, he just was late getting his glove turned down. I think he thought it was going to be somewhere, obviously, up above. Got in below him. But a lot of times, those hitters won't recognize it because they don't see it when it gets past the catcher at their angle where they are on first base. It's good alert base running.
A take all the way by Walden, takes a strike. Another take, another strike to Walden. Fills the count of 3-2. Two really great programs going at it here in game 2 of our triple header. As you look back at the pitch location, that fastball just painted the inside corner. Or the outside corner in this case. That is ball 4. Walden is on, so the tying run is on base for Arizona with a 1 out here in the 6th.
Going back to that pitch that we're just showing in that box, I mean, that's a 95, 96 mile an hour heater extension side, meaning first base side of home plate for him. For Morris, boy, look, I mean, that's tough right there. That four-seamer it's got great action to it, carries it a long ways when he goes to that side of the plate again. That pitch right there is the same spot. When you can apply force behind a ball longer, and when you go extension side, you hold on to the ball longer. And if you can do it and repeat it and have the flexibility and athleticism to do it, well, it's tough. On right-handed hitters, it's away from them. Left-handed hitters, it's in tight on them.
Swung on, and a ground ball to short. Play at second, back to first for a 6-4-3 double play. Pano, Randall, Furness turn the twin killing, and that's it for the Wildcats in the top of the 6th inning. The Rebels turn their first double play of 2025. Little 6-4-3 action for Ole Miss, protecting this 2-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. In 2 seasons, Hunter Elliott going 5 strong innings for Ole Miss, striking out 3 Wildcats in his first appearance since 2023. Quality stuff today from Hunter Elliott.
Congratulations to that young man. Again, we've talked about it a lot on this broadcast already. It's just when you get injured and you're out of something you love to do for so long and you've been so good at it, it's a long wait to get to that moment. And for him to be as sharp as he was today and as competitive as he was today was fun to watch.
Now we go to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Ole Miss on top as Will Furness leads things off here for the Rebels. Furness 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Takes a pitch here, and the count evens 1-1. This is second inning of relief for Casey Hintz out of the pen for the Wildcats. Strikes out Furness. That was a 1-2 pitch. Down on strikes for a second time today.
Yeah, he goes to pitch before was a breaker, backdoor. This one's a changeup running away from him. Hinch does a good job of attacking it, making that ball rotate even more running down and away from him. A good job of attacking that changeup.
Now Ryan Mormon for Ole Miss, who's been on twice today. Swing and a miss, runs the count to 0-2. On the ground to third, Morales long throw right on line to Splain for the second out.
Pretty nice play. I think that ball popped up on him, and almost like he kind of trapped it. Looked like from angle he might have trapped it in his elbow, and I want to get another look at this, but somehow it came up on him, came up into his glove off his heel. Did a good job of staying with it, didn't panic, reshuffled his feet, made a strong throw across the diamond.
Base is empty, 2 away for Payno. The 8-hole hitter for Ole Miss goes around. Or did he know? He checked his swing.
Or you were thinking what the Arizona fans were thinking.
I
They
was,
went around
yeah.
in their dugout. You know, everybody gets excited for opening day, like, you know, for different reasons. I love to see the new bats, see what they're going to look like. I know that's kind of goofy, but I get the, you know, I've been involved with the bat companies. The ball's going to roll foul for, you know, 30-something years. And, you know, from when it was just really Easton and Louisville, and then it's expanded Marucci and others. But just the designs of them and the colors of them and the different things. I mean, it's like, you know, some people get fired up about cars. You get a good look at it right here. You got a blue bat now with a black streak around it. You know, and I've seen a yellow one so far. I've seen a green one. I've seen a traditional silver one. And it's the beginning of a new year.
Fouled away for strike 2. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Hintz. And that'll do it for the Rebels in the 6th. A 1-2-3-6 inning for Casey Hintz. We head to the 7th. Ole Miss still on top 2-0. Here the Shriners Children's College Showdown. The ABG Bank College Baseball Series presented by Kubota's bringing the heat to Globe Life Field February 21st through the 23rd. 4 powerhouse programs, Arkansas, TCU, Michigan, and Kansas State, are set to battle it out in an early season clash. Don't miss your chance to see some of the nation's top teams go head-to-head in high-stakes matchups that will set the tone for the season. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Still 2-0, Ole Miss on top. Rebels a 2-run fifth. Got an RBI sac fly from Luke Hill, a solo homer from Isaac Humphrey. All the offense in this game so far. Tommy Spillane leading off the seventh here for the Wildcats. This is the second inning of relief for Mason Morse after 5 strong innings from starter Hunter Elliott. Fastball and misses for ball 2.
Didn't miss by much. That's a good pitch. It probably was a ball, but I mean, that's a borderline pitch out there at 96 miles an hour.
Here's a pop up into shallow center. And it is the shortstop Pano that's there for the first out.
Well, we've seen our fair share of fly balls today. There's been a bunch of them in the middle of the field, too, by both teams. Fly balls in center field, in the infield. You know, it's a reason for it. I mean, look, there's a lot of guys, when you have guys that pitch the top of the strike zone, you're obviously going to get more fly balls, and both the starting pitchers did. But so far, right, this young man right here on the mound has been pretty good and pretty electric.
So far, he's faced just one more than the minimum since coming in relief for the 6th inning. Now to the plate, Breifogel has been on once here today. Big swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the fastball.
You know, get a chance to see some good action right above the strike box right there. It's going extension side for him. The right-handed pitcher going to the first base side of the plate just like that again. He is so good. That ball's got so much action to it at the end of it. So much ride on it, action. Those hitters are having a hard time catching up with it above the barrel. Whew, that's good stuff.
Second strikeout for Morris. 2 down to the 7th inning. That'll bring up Adonis Guzman for Arizona. An Arizona program with 4 national championships to their name. The last came back in 2012. 18 trips all time to the College World Series, 43 NCAA tournaments for the Wildcats, who are now in their first year in the Big 12.
And that one at 12, Andy Lopez is one of the all-time greatest coaches in college baseball. He's at Florida and Arizona. I mean, just an unbelievable coach. I tell you what, you know, a lot of times left-handed hitters, you tell you guys to throw you fastballs away. Right-handed hitters fastball ways. For Morris today, it's the majority of his pitches have been out there on the outer half of the plate.
Drive to left, it's over the head of Unimark. That's down for a base hit for Guzman. On his way to second base with a 2-out double.
What I mean by that, most of the fastballs have been on the first base side of home plate. That's a breaker that backed up on him. Looked like it sat in the middle part of the plate. Well, it sure did. Sat in the middle end breaker. Not much to it, not much movement to it. You get an opportunity like that as a hitter, see something at, you know, 85, 86 as opposed to 94, 95. They're just sitting there spinning. Better take advantage of it, and Guzman did with a big 2-out double.
The first extra base hit of the game for the Wildcats as Morales steps in. Saw a first pitch fastball from Morse for a strike.
That's what I'm referring to. The last 2 pitches. His fastballs have all been on that side of the plate. He likes going over there. He's got confidence going over there. He's got great action on his fastball to that side.
Swung on to right field, and that's going to land just foul. Not a lot of foul territory over there in right field, but that ball found its way into the corner, just out of play.
Now this fastball leaks back in the middle part of the plate. And we'll get another look at this, just how close it was. It was 3 or 4 feet just to the right of the foul line.
The 1-2, grounded foul. How about this number? These two teams have combined 0 for 15 with the runners on base in this game, 0 for 9 with them in scoring position.
Well, again, we've had to get him over, get him in, and then score the first run, then the homer. But
hit out towards center. Humphrey tracks it down for Ole Miss. It is time to stretch here in Arlington. A 2-out double for the Wildcats, but the runner left stranded on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th in a 2-0 game. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by M&G Bank as we head our way into the bottom of the 7th inning from Globe Life Field. 2-0 Ole Miss on top. Only 2 runs to the game scored in the 5th inning by the Rebels on an RBI sac fly and a solo homer. We still have 1 game to go on our triple-header. Coming up, the nightcap, Louisville and Texas. Here to open up a brand new season of college baseball. Coming up for the Rebels, here in the home half of the 7th inning, Randall, Smithwick, and Hill batting for head coach Mike Bianco. Now the 3rd inning of relief for Casey Hens to the mound here for the Wildcats. The starter, Colin McKinney, went 4 1/3 for Arizona today. That ball scores up the middle. Charging in from short is White. He'll make the play for the 1st out.
Well, that's just a good pitch. Something running away from Randall. Rolls over the top of it. Little 2-seamer look like rolling back over the top. Shortstop comfortably comes in and makes a play on a run. Flips it over to first base. I'll tell you what, these infielders these days make throwing on the run so easy and look so good. And you know, we were always taught to try to set your feet every time you could, and these guys just got such accuracy and they're good at it.
And how about that backhanded flip by Hintz? Good job to field it. Good flip displayed at first base. Smithwick taken care of. He's 0 for 4 and 2 quick outs here in the 7th.
Well, a PFP right there. All the pitchers in the dugout are hollering about this right here because they do pitchers practice all the time about fielding ground balls and throwing it over there. That's an athletic play, by the way. That's a on the run, shovel it back over to your right. You don't coach that very often. That's just a little athleticism coming out in him.
Nobody on, 2 away. That'll bring up Luke Hill. He visits with hitting coach Mike Clements.
Well, that's 2 quick outs. You need your pitcher to catch his breath in the dugout. So that's it. Mike Clements been around this game a long time. I actually ran in that young man back when he was an assistant coach back at UTSA in San Antonio. Really talented offensive coach, an offensive mind, and he himself comes from a great baseball family as well. But that inning happened, you get 2 quick outs. You got a guy in the dugout that's been throwing the ball pretty good. Let's let him catch his breath a little bit and get a drink of water and then get ready to go back out.
Mike Clement now in his 11th season at Ole Miss. But a good day for Hill, 2 for 2 with a sac fly back of the 5th inning. 1-1 pitch fouled away, runs the count to 1-2. The Rebels' second leading hitter a year ago. A second-year transfer from Arizona State. Awaits a 1-2 from Hintz. And takes ball too low. Swung on, fly ball out towards shallow rights. And the catch is made by Caulfield, the second baseman. And that is now 7 in a row sat down by Casey Hintz. 7 innings in the books in Arlington. Here on opening day, it's Ole Miss 2, Arizona nothing on Flo College. Your college sports have a home on Flo College. Watch more than 12,000 college sporting events from 100 schools and 12 different conferences only on Flo College. Head to flocollege.com today to see everything now. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Brent Freeman alongside Ty Harrington. Arizona batting in the top half of the 8th, top part of the order. Brendan Summerhill first pitch. Flies out to left to Udemark. So 1 pitch and 1 out for the Wildcats here in the 8th inning.
You want to get it, throw strikes when you get down to this part. If you got a 2-run lead, he does. Throws a fastball in there, gets a fly ball. If you're the offense, now you're doing everything you can to get a rally started. If you go up there and you see what you think is a fastball you can handle, they've got a green light. Wasn't able to drive it past the left fielder, but I tell you what, so far, been a lot of fly balls, but Morris has been more than effective so far. That's a good angle fastball coming out 6'5" body frame, going downhill. Occasional cutter, slider, which you get a chance you just saw right there. He's been able to command it some. But to me, the secret for him has been his explosive fastball.
Came back with a slider there against Caulfield. A swing and miss strike runs the count to 1-2.
Yeah, not a big breaker. Well, that's a short breaker. It's got enough action to it. He went to 3 in a row.
The 2-2. Fly ball to left. Udemark has it for the second out. It has been a frustrating offensive day for the Wildcats. Scoreless, they've scattered 4 hits. They've had a tough time against both Hunter Elliott and Mason Morris.
There's been a lot of fly balls. I mean, look, they've had a hard time getting to the top of it. A lot of it's got to do with this young man in the picture right there, too, as well. And then Elliott, the guy pitched before him. Their stuff has been so good, and their fastballs have been good.
Swung on. There's a drive deep to right field for Mason White, and it is gone. And the Wildcats are on the board with their first home run of 2025.
Frustration no more. He looked for a first pitch heater, got it, ambushed it, landed on it, and it is a no-doubter. I'm telling you what, he got in the middle of it, and as soon as he hit it, he's hit enough of them. As soon as he hit it, he watched it. I knew that ball was out of the park in a hurry.
That is the 30th career home run for Mason White. Hit 19 a year ago, 8th most in program history. And his first of this season has cut the lead in half. Now a 1-run game. Well, the mound moves it here with Joel Mangrum. And Mason Morris.
Well, you see in that swing, Brant, why that guy hit 19 pumps not too long ago, and that's a short stroke. I'm going to tell you why. That is a short, direct swing. A good-looking swing.
Now Aaron Walden. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, the player was also recruited to play college football. Scholarships was offered from several programs coming out of high school.
He's athletic. Not any doubt.
You see his numbers from a year ago at Samford. Morris is 1-2. Just misses.
Yeah, that slider stayed in and never came back right to left. Just stayed on the inner half of the plate. We're going to get another look at this box. I'm telling you, it was just outside of it. 84-mile-an-hour slider. And it was a ball.
Bigger miss that time by Morris. Fills the count of 3-2.
They're all important pitches in a game, but this one's got a little bit riding on it. Full count. Just gave up a homer, protecting a lead. That's going to probably get the bullpen going just a little bit with that miss.
So 2 straight Wildcat hitters reaching with 2 outs. Second walk of the game for Walden, and the tying run is on. That'll bring up the DH, Andrew Kane. Does Mike Bianco make the change now?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. That's why I told you I thought it was a big pitch, Brant. 3-2 if he missed with it or if he gave up a hit. I thought they'd make a change, or if he got the guy out, obviously that would end the inning, but they're going to make a change.
And that'll be it for Mason Morse. Coming into the game now, Connor Spencer for Ole Miss, with the Rebels protecting a 2-1 lead and the tying run on base for Arizona. Ole Miss turning to the bullpen once again. Connor Spencer out of the pen for head coach Mike Bianco. Protecting this 1-run lead at the top of the 8th inning a season ago. Spencer, 7 saves, led the Rebels in that category. 19 innings of work and 18 appearances last year for Ole Miss.
Well, it's one of those moments that makes it different. You know, the pro ball too. College guys will bring their closer in the 8th inning, particularly if it's a 1-out to get in the 8th and then go to the 9th. It doesn't have to be orchestrated out that it's got to be just the 9th inning.
The Wildcats so good in late game situations a year ago. Referenced this earlier, 8 walk-off wins in 2024. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is popped up and it found territory, handled by Luke Hill. Spencer retires Andrew Kane.
Could have let him steal that base right there, take that pitch and get a chance.
Instead, the inning ends with the tying run left stranded on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 2-1, Ole Miss on top. Ty, take us back to the last out of the top of this inning.
Yeah, we're going to all look at this together. I thought he had a great jump, and he did. It's hard to recognize as a hitter, right, that he had such a great jump. You want him to take that pitch if you know he's going to allow him to get into scoring position. As we see a leadoff hit right here by Ole Miss. But the point is, it's hard to do as a hitter, right? Because the guy, you're in there thinking, I'm locked in, I got to hit this guy. But he got such a great jump, he would have gotten to second base. Then you got 2 strikes left maybe to get after him and drive him in. Look, that's hard to do. Like, that's just hindsight looking back at it now, because he did have such a good jump of trying to steal second base.
After the leadoff base hit from Isaac Humphrey, his second hit of the day, that'll bring up Mitchell Sanford for Ole Miss. Clinging to this 2-1 lead. Here's a fly ball hit out towards center. Aaron Walton going back at the warning track, has it for Arizona for the first out. Yet another inning of relief for Casey Hintz for the Wildcats. Came into the game in the 5th inning. For starter Colin McKinney has stayed in the game since, and has kept this game within reach for the Wildcats as now Udemar comes up for Arizona. Cut on and missed on the changeup for strike 1.
I'll tell you what, Hintz has been good. They've been down, 2 runs. He gave up the homer, and they got but he's been good. He's been clean. I think after he went out there for the first 2 innings, they say, hey, let's just let him go on out. He's built up for this. He's not going to pitch again this weekend, and let him see if he can hold the lead there, and he's been able to.
And that's going to drop in for a base hit for Udemar. He's off for the first time. 2 on with 1 out for Ole Miss here in the 8th. Now to the plate, Will Furnace. Hitless with a couple of strikeouts his opening day so far. Curveball off the plate, runs the count to 2-0. Wildcats got a run off that lead at the top of this inning on the homer hit by Whites. Ole Miss trying to get it back and then some, as that's grounded foul for strike 1. Game 2 of this triple-header from this beautiful ballpark, Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, home of the Texas Rangers. A place that college baseball has called home over the past several years.
And it looks like in the future they're going to keep doing it. I mean, this is just too much fun. It's too good a location. Got a great destination to it, the ballpark. Hey, it's 72 and sunny in here. There's a lot of people playing baseball today that are cold. And, I mean, it's 72 and sunny in this place. You got a lot of baseball being played. And
that'll load the bases. Furnace is off for the first time with a walk. Bases for the Rebels. 1 out here in the 8th.
I'm kind of curious if the right-handed hitter, they got a decision to make. They're going to leave him in there. They're going out there to visit. I'd say they got to make a decision. He's got such good action, 2-seam action. He's good enough that he can get that double play ball for you. But the number of pitches that he's been out there, I'm sure is going through their mind as well.
Kevin Vance, the pitching coach for the Wildcats in his second season at Arizona. There is activity in the pen for Arizona. And right now, getting loose, it's Julian Tungini.
Yeah, they're sticking with, look, I was saying before we went out there, it's a tough choice, right? You know he's capable of getting a double play on his two-seam fastball with a right-handed hitter up there. He's also able, to get a strikeout with that slider running away. And so it's one of those decisions that coaches got to make. They're going to stick with him. They believe in him. He's been a good pitcher for him. He's thrown good today, I think. So we'll get a chance to watch and see.
Humphrey at third, Udemark at second, Furness at first base as that pitch is found back by Mormon. Been a productive day, hitting in the 7th spot for Ole Miss today. It's been on with a double and a walk.
Well, he could help his team out right here with some way to get a run in or two with a hit or a sac fly. So critical when you get a runner less than 2, Brent, 90 feet away from home plate as an offense, being able to execute to get that guy in from third base at any time, but particularly late in the game, to give your closer at least a little feel better about, hey, I got a 2-run lead or a 3-run lead instead of just a 1.
You green light him on 3-1?
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to be but it's got to be up. You can't catch that two-seamer running down to you where you hit the ball down into the ground to the shortstop. You got to be looking for something you can elevate.
Swing and a miss. Count feels at 3-2.
Now you shorten up a little bit as a hitter and bring the right side of the field into play as well for that maybe slider running away.
Got him looking, strike 3 on the breaking ball. Huge pitch there for Hintz.
Well, we're going to get another look at it. The slider looked like it caught the outer half of the plate. We'll get a box is going to tell us went right through there on that outer half at 78 miles an hour. It's a big time pitch and a big time moment. He was able to dial up that slider to come up with a strikeout.
Now Pano goes around for strike 1. Arizona will have hitters 6, 7, and 8 due up in the 9th, trying to keep this a 1-run game as the count evens at a ball and a strike. Swing and a miss ahead of the changeup. 1-2.
Tell you what, if he can get out of this, Hintz can get out of this. Good looking changeup too, by the way. Now you got some momentum, even though you're behind, you get out of a jam.
Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase the high fastball. With the bases loaded, Hintz strikes out 2 to end the threat and end the inning. Ole Miss loads him up, but they leave the bases loaded. 2 huge strikeouts for Hintz. Pano goes down swinging to end the inning, and we go to the 9th. Ole Miss 2, Arizona 1. You're watching opening day coverage of the Shriners Children's College Showdown on Flow College. A look at the score by inning. A single run for the Wildcats in the 8th inning. A Mason White homer. Twice the Rebels scored at the bottom of the 5th. Got a sac fly from Luke Hill and a homer from Isaac Humphrey as well. 2-1 our scores will go to the top of the 9th inning. Arizona down to his final 3 outs. Coming up, Tommy Splain, Easton Breifogel, and Adonis Guzman for Arizona. And Connor Spencer remains on the mound for Ole Miss. Swing and a miss on a fastball up, and the count evens to the ball and a strike.
If you're going to be a closer, you got to be in attack mode, and he is right now. His body language, his fastball appears to be that way. What you don't want to do as a closer is go out there and start, you know, picking around the corners. Next thing you know, you've got yourselves in some bad counts, allows them to get aggressive or a walk or hit batsman. You go to that back end, it's a different environment, different atmosphere, all the above. Everybody's hanging on every pitch, even more so than the first pitch of the game, and certainly going into the last pitch of the last inning.
The 1-2, and that'll leave with the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the count feels 3-2 to Spillane, who's had clutch at-bats in his career before. In fact, had the walk-off hit against USC in the Pac-12 title game this past season. Trying to get on base to start the 9th.
You can just feel the tension in here and the excitement of a 9th inning in a college game with a 1-run lead. 2 really good clubs.
Lays off and draws a leadoff walk, and the tying run is on for Arizona.
A good patient at bat. He does a good job at not chasing, not expanding the zone, not trying to play hero and take one big swing and swing at something out of the zone. Takes exactly what you need at this point in time, and that is a leadoff walk. You get the tying run to the plate and the go-ahead run at the plate.
Breifogel takes ball 1. It is the bottom part of the order for Arizona, looking to give them a chance here in the 9th inning. That's grounded foul. We had a 1-run game to start our day, won by Clemson, 6-5. Now it's Ole Miss trying to hold on, leading 2-1. Here in the 9th, the throw back to first, and Splain is back in.
That's a check to see. I mean, you got a 1-1 count, which is a popular count, Brant, that guys will try to start the runner up in a hit and run. He did get his secondary lead out a little bit further that time than the first 2 pitches in this count. And again, I'll say it doesn't mean you're gonna do it or have to do it in a 1-1 count. It is just a popular count when guys are gonna try to play hit and run.
Foul back for strike 2. Adonis Guzman in the on-deck circle for Arizona. A lineup that was in this position so many times a year ago and came through. Actually, it is a pinch hitter, the on-deck circle now for the Wildcats, not Guzman. It is Maddox Mikalakis waiting on deck. The 2-2. Cap fills, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, now here you go. I mean, it's 3-2 count. You start your runner up to try to stay out of a double play, to open a hole on the right side. It's a close pitch. Was above the strike zone. A couple of options out there for them offensively if they want to roll the dice a little bit and get aggressive, and they do.
Runner goes, and that's ball 4. And now the tying run on in scoring position, the go-ahead run on base. Nobody out for the Wildcats here in the 9th.
Well, now you're the visiting team. You got runners on first and second. You know, is your philosophy now that you're going to run your guy up there and let him bunt the guys over? Or are you going to continue to let him swing? More now has trended in college baseball that automatically back when, you know, in the 2000 early, 1980s and 90s and all that, this was almost automatic. You were bunting. I mean, if you're going to move the runners over, put the tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run at second base. Now it's gotten a little bit different. You know, the analytics will tell you something different. You got to know your lineup, your players, what they're capable of doing, what they're good at doing, and then you go with what your mind tells you as a coach and what your gut tells you.
Mikalakis was in the on-deck circle, but now it's T.J. Adams coming up to the plate here for Arizona.
Yeah, and that might be, you know, you got Coach Hale calling timeout too, okay? He's bringing all of his players in, and you see him talking about what they're going to do. That might be the change, and the on-deck hitter, Brent, might be you're moving a guy in there who's a better bunter, possibly. I'm not saying, you know, again, we've all done that. I don't know for sure that that's what they're going to do, but maybe they're creating that option for themselves if they so choose to.
Mason Nichols getting loose. Throw miss. And Connor Spencer can't close the door here. T.J. Adams to the plate for Arizona. 2 on, nobody out in the 9th inning in a 1-run game. Ball 1.
Yeah, I think that's why they put him in there, was the idea that they were going to try to bunt him over in this situation. And now if you've got to be able to throw a strike, go defend the ball.
There's a bunt. Spencer only played first base. A good sacrifice put down by Adams. And now the tying run at third.
Well, the ball was bunted right back to him. Originally, if he closed down on it pretty quick off the mound. I thought he was going to go ahead and go to third base, and it would have been bang bang if he had gone to third base as to whether he'd have got him out or not. But it was bunted right back to him.
Brings up Richie Morales. And then after that, the top of the order for Arizona. Swing and a miss, strike 1. If you were Arizona, would you think about a squeeze play right now?
Oh, no, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't rule anything out. You got the middle of the field open, right? So you can roll a ball in the middle of the field, too, with a ground ball if you allow him to swing. So historically, that tells you as a hitter and as a coach, if you got that many options to put the ball in play to score a run from third with just a ground ball, you're going to let them do that, right? And not run the risk, the higher risk of a squeeze play, and allow him to swing because he may get a base hit now and also drive both of them in.
1-2. Morales 0 for 2 has been on once. The 9-hole hitter for Arizona. Batting with the tying run at third of the go-ahead run at second base. Spencer's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him swinging. And now the Wildcats are down to their final out.
Well, I'll tell you what, he just loads up and just lets go of that four-seamer. Like a lot of the strikes outs today, Brant, they've been right at the top of the zone. And they've been able to execute it up at the top of their catcher's mass, right above that strike zone. Those guys are not able to catch up with it, but you got to be able to execute it. He was able to. Now they're going to put him on.
A free pass for Brendan Summerhill. That will load the bases for Garen Caulfield. And Caulfield's been productive today. 2 for 4, a couple of singles. Steps up to the plate now for the Wildcats.
They're going with the right matchup. What they're trying to do is bring his slider back into play if he wants to, as opposed to the left-handed hitter. And so here we go.
0-1.
I don't know how this is going to end, but I'm going to tell you what, the palms of my hands are sweating. This is 9th inning baseball, college baseball, and this is fun.
No balls, 1 strike. That's popped up, should do it. Sanford in right field has got it for the final out of the game, but Ole Miss holds on and survives. Things got dicey for the Rebels in the 9th inning, but Spencer able to get the 27th and final out.
What a game. I had to catch my breath for a second. What a great college baseball game. You're right, it got dicey, got exciting, got fun. They get 2 walks to lead off the 9th inning. What's a, can be, occasionally or not occasionally, can be a recipe for, something bad to happen if you're trying to protect the lead. But he took the out on the bunt back to him, right? Took the out, got the out at first base, then proceeds to get the next 2 guys strike out, pop out, game over. And, in his mind, it's, hey, let's just create some excitement. That's how you do it. But what an exciting game. Again, Arizona fought back, got themselves in a position where they had a chance to take the lead, did a great job of pitching today and relieving. I thought both teams today threw the ball well. And again, for the first day, you expect to see good pitching because it's the Friday night. The guys you project are going to be some of your better guys. And we got a good taste of it this afternoon in both ball games.
I really thought that Ole Miss pitched extremely well in high leverage situations as Arizona finished the game 0 for 10 with runners on base.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to, you're right. No, they were able to come through when they had to, make the pitches when they had to, get the outs. The double plays helped out as well. But, well, a lot of fly ball outs today. That talks to you a little bit about, starts to reference the type of pitching that Ole Miss has, or both teams, because they were both able to execute balls up in the strike zone for pop flies. And so, well-pitched game and a great baseball game.
And one of the great stories in this game, too, the season debut and the first appearance in 2 years for Hunter Elliott, and he gets a win today as well.
Yeah, and I mean, look, he's, in my mind, he's the player of the game just because of, well, he pitched good and he did well, but man, to get him back out here again, I'm probably, over saying this too many times. When you're injured, it's a lonely world for a while, and you wonder if you'll ever get back to where you were. There's always a little bit of that doubt, and there's a lot of people that get into getting guys back. The trainers, the coaches, the doctors, the player himself, his teammates. There's a lot involved when you've been injured and trying to make your way back out there. And I guarantee you they're talking about out there in their huddle right now, talking about his performance, welcoming him back to being back out here again. And so a gutty performance, a great performance, and a rewarding performance for him, and going through all that work to get back here again.
And what a day for opening day of college baseball here in Arlington. We've had a couple of one-run affairs so far, one by Clemson and Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, fun, exciting. A couple of homers. What have we seen? 3-4 homers today in the first 2 games as well. And I mean, look, it's been a great day, and I think now we're going to get a chance to visit Mr. Elliott himself too, and get to hear his thoughts about his performance.
Now down to the field, Leanza Peroni visiting with her player of the game, Hunter Elliott for Ole Miss.
Hunter, first appearance back in nearly 2 years. Describe your emotions right now and what it means to you to be back out there on the mound.
Yeah, you know, it was a long road. So much excitement, so much adrenaline. It was a little tough to contain it at times, but I'm just excited to be back, and I love this team.
It took a minute to get things going on offense, but what was the energy like in that dugout after Isaac Humphrey scored the first Rebel home run of the season?
Yeah, I mean, that's how Friday nights are sometimes. Runs are hard to come by. Just keep your team in it, and when Hump hit that home run, man, we were going crazy. We had just kind of manufactured a run the AB before, and Hump's our guy, and we were super excited.
Top 25 win on opening day. What is it like to open up your season here at Globe Life?
It's awesome. This ballpark is incredible. The atmosphere was insane tonight. Rebel faithful showed up as they always do, and it's good to come away with a win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Leanza. Ty, final thoughts after this one today.
What a day. Man, I'm excitedly exhausted from being an opening day for us and doing 2 games a day, 2 great games in a great setting. Again, anticipation for today to get here is here. It's been fun. So total thoughts were unbelievable 2 baseball games, and I'm so happy and proud college baseball's back.
That's going to do it for our coverage of Game 2 of our triple header. Coming up next, it is the nightcap, the finale between Louisville and 19th-ranked Texas. That's coming up next here on Flow College. Until then, for Ty Harrington, I'm Brain Freeman. For now, saying so long from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, side of the Shriners Children's College Showdown.
that.